Your energy is your first impression. How's yours?
This is Susie Edwards. I'm Angie Robertson, and at SEER, we believe in the power of practical tools to coach effectively. Let's dig in. So, Susie, today we're talking about what kind of energy do you want to bring to your calls?
Yep.
I would say, like, when I think about this question, what I think about is that I want to show up steady and grounded and like ready to serve, so to
Yep.
speak. Um, Sometimes I think you have to show up with a bit of enthusiastic energy because you might be like guiding someone to do something that could feel hard for them. So in
Yeah.
that case, you might need to have a little bit more energy
Yeah.
because you're going to be doing some convincing,
Very true.
right? Um, it's really more like you are a leader. And so what do you need to show up to gear yourself up to be in that leadership role in your calls? What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. The truth is like yes, like you just said, you are the leader, so you are gonna want to bring some sort of higher level of energy, right? Because I mean, even if you're having a bad day, you're gonna have to shake that off, right? Because you're gonna be there and present for your client, and you do want to come in a little bit higher, whatever that means with that
Mhm.
particular client. Yeah. Absolutely, I agree with you. Which is what I kind of wanted to talk about too, is maybe slightly different is matching your client's energy because sometimes you do have clients. I mean, you're gonna have clients with completely different energies, right? Some might be just have like a kind of a lower energy, some might be just like bubbly. And the truth is, you kind of want to match that energy. You don't want to be someone who's like completely like so different that you're not vibing with that person, but you always have to make sure that you're still taking on that leadership role and a lot of the times, our clients are talking to us about something difficult that they're going through, like most of the time. So the truth is they could come in most of the time, maybe a little down, maybe sometimes excited they got something done, but you don't want to match that down energy so that's taking you down with them. So just
Mhm.
remember that you're the one cheerleading, you're the one leading.
Mhm.
Thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, my head just goes to the next point that we want to talk about, which is like, how do you set yourself up to be in the right energetic space? And I do think that that's a practice that you take on, right?
Yeah.
I know that if I'm really worried about something in my own personal life, or I haven't set myself up to be able to be present or to be able to be in good energy, that really does impact how I show up with clients.
Yeah.
And just to know that you might need to develop a process to get yourself in a headspace. I actually think that, there have been times like, my maybe there's something hard going on for me in my own life, but I still have a process to be able to show up, not inauthentically, but to show up
Yeah.
to do the job of being energetic for that person in whatever level that needs to be. Does that make
Exactly.
sense?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think we do have a video on what makes a great coach. So we talk about some of these things in that video as well. So go take a look at that one as well. Um, and the next point that I wanted to bring up is that maybe one of the reasons why you're showing up with drained energy is because you're not prepared for the call, actually.
Mm,
So it could be that you're just doing it all last minute and you're just showing up like, I don't know if that's really drained energy, but just not great energy, right? So
hmm
because you're not really there for your client, right? You haven't prepped. So now you're just in your own headspace, and not present for your
hmm
client. Um,
Yeah, I've had that happen where, maybe I thought in the schedule of my day that I was going to have time to read something and like really
yeah,
spend time thinking about it. And then, life happened and maybe I had less time than I thought. And it was almost like I had to really deal with like a nervous energy that I showed up to the call
yeah,
with, right? Which was not the best headspace. And so I think like as a coach and from the coach perspective, like how you set yourself up to get to the calls. And that could mean simply like literally, how are you scheduling things? Are you back to back to back? You know, do you have the space that can really impact how you show up? Right? Because again, we talk about what makes a great coach. One of our big things is that it's not about you. And I think putting yourself in a position where you can be focused on that person will have you show up with great energy, whatever
Yeah.
that means in
And I
particular to
think
that client.
totally. Until as you were talking, I was thinking about making sure you have on your calendar that you're read like some time to read what they've sent you, your homework, the homework or whatever it is, so you do feel prepared. Sometimes I remember back in the day, I'd be like, "Oh, I think I know what this person was going to say," and then I show up and like, "Oh, I hadn't. This is not what I thought it was going to be." Right? So I really should have not only read the homework, but really been prepared to what to do next with that client as well. So I've been there, done that,
Yeah,
learned.
it's all learning. And I think
Yeah.
actually the truth is, as you figure out your style, get more experience, like what it takes to prepare for a client is going to change over time. I remember at first, it took me a while to prepare. I just because I was
Yeah.
new at it. And now I have a different preparation strategy, which works for me now based on how long I've known a client, what they're working on and just what my experience level is now in preparing. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess, we're talking a lot about preparation here, which is how to
Yeah.
set you up to show up great. And that can take on a bunch of different forms, right?
As we're talking about this, I'm like, wow, I could think of so many other things, and we're going to future or other videos that are already in here. So I'm excited for you to go check those out too. But if this sparks something in you, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. We'll see you next time.